infrastructure domain, that means handling. Then I'm exposed into cloud computing and handling automation tool as well. Okay, so before I start the initial session, so may I know about your knowledge and which tools you are aware of, or you have any expertise into programming language or networking background? Everyone, any one of you? Can you hear me, students? So you have.
Yeah, it's really hard
Ma'am,
for
we
me.
are here.
Yes, ma'am, I'm hearing. Yeah. Okay. Yes, sir.
Any knowledge, prerequisite knowledge?
Yeah, I have knowledge on DevOps tools.
Okay, so what are the tools you are aware of?
Yeah, I am aware of Git, Maven, um, Jenkins, Docker. Yeah,
Okay,
these are the tools.
okay, so okay, fine. What about others? Others? Okay, so see, so I'll give you a guideline. So what would be our path like this? Okay, so before we start DevOps or automation tool or cloud computing, so you should good at basic knowledge. So what does it mean basics? So we should know some basics on networking. Okay. Okay. So my screen is visible, right? Showed
Yes,
up.
sir, it is visible, visual.
Yeah. Okay. So we should know some basic networking knowledge. Okay, so for example, you should know what is IP address and subnetting, OSI model. Okay, then client server concept. So, any one of you, do you know what is server? Client server concept? What is servers? Okay, some few networking devices like routers, just conceptually. Okay, so what is these devices, what does it work, why we need these devices? Okay, router, firewall. Okay, so router, firewalls, or switches. Okay, so these are all fundamentals. Okay, also we should aware of some basic Linux CLI command. Okay, so then, so these are all prerequisite. Okay, your foundation should be good. Okay, so if you're good at this concept, then only we'll build cloud computing concept, shell scripting, and other stuffs. Okay, then see, so this is our part one. This would be our part one. So prerequisite part. Okay, then for example, let's say part two, we should be familiar with few terminologies regarding what is data center. Okay, so you should know what is data center. Okay, this is a very basic thing. So any one of you, anybody has any idea on what is data center or what is cloud computing? See, for example, let's say I have few servers. Okay, so see, servers means so most of this is ever of most often use. See, server is down, so I can't able to connect to my mobile. I can't able to connect my application. Okay, oftentimes in our real time we face this issue. Okay, so what exactly is the server? So server means which So server is a high-end device, a high-end computer. Okay, in server it accept high-end resources. For example, in a single server, you can add up to 32 CPUs. Okay, 32 processors. Not only 32, up to few servers accept up to 64 processors. Okay, then it supports, for example, 12 TB of RAM. Okay, 12 TB of RAM. So storage depends on the criteria. Okay, so storage based on up to 16 terabytes. Just is a hypothetical example. Okay, now servers flavor, for example, in our desktop or laptop, so it supports Intel i3 i5 processor, but server it accept Intel Xeon processor in 80 to 90% cases. It accepts Xeon processor. Okay. So now these are all physical servers kept in data center. I'm coming what is data center is. So most of the time in data center you will find blade or rack servers. Okay. So if you look at here, so it would be like this. Okay, so see these are all rack servers. Okay, so these are all blade servers. Okay, now I'm describing this technical term, what is data center. Okay, now for example, so data center is a place. Okay? Data center is a place where you will, so here it would be collection of physical components like servers, switches, routers. Okay, then you have storage. And storage means it's a sandbox or NAS box, SAN on NAS. Okay. Then you have temperature. You should maintain a certain temperature, because so these devices will generate a lot of heat. So you need to maintain a certain temperature. Okay, so this is a cooling temperature. Then so you need to have a constant power supply. Okay, then it has to be 24 by 7 on. Then you need to have that internet connectivity. Okay, that's also, this part has to be on 24 by 7. Okay, so here this is a place, okay, where you have all components exposed together. Okay, now for example, if you look at here, so all Fortune companies have their own data centers. Okay, if you look at here, okay, so here see this is the admin. So via monitor, he can connect any of the servers and you can able to do the configuration. Okay, so see these are all rural servers. Okay, now the thing is, so technically, so if you have own data center, to build your own data center, if I talk about Indian rupees, minimum you need to spend up to 5 to 10 crores. See, for example, if you have your own data center, so the technical term is called on-premise. On-premise, okay. So on-premise means having your own data center. Okay. Now the thing is, let's say so I am a startup company. Okay. So for example, I'm a e-commerce company. Okay, so I'm an e-commerce company. So I have different products in my application or web server. Okay, so to meet my expectation to deliver my project, okay, so I need to have many components. Okay, now my question is, as a startup, do you have that much of fundings, around 2 to 5 to 10 crores? So generally we don't have that much of funding for startups. Okay, in that case, what they will do, best solution is whether they can hire some, they can use as a pay as per module. So let's say this is a third party data center. This is a third party data center. Okay, so let's say this is a third party data center. Let's say this is a company called Control S. So this company is situated in Hyderabad, India. Okay, now this company, so ABC company, this is on Pune. Okay, now to meet their requirement, they have talked to Control S, and based on their requirement, Control S has allocated two physical servers and servers connected with storage box or SAN storage. Okay, so this is the physical infrastructure they have given access, and based on that they are charging around, let's say, 1 to 2 lakhs rupees yearly access their infrastructures. Okay, now what they will do, by over the internet, they have given the URL over the internet, they just log in and access the infrastructure. Okay, so now, so this technique, okay, so this is a virtualized infrastructure for, on prospect of ABC company, this is a virtualized infrastructure. Okay, so this technical term, accessing virtualized infrastructure over internet or intranet, is called cloud. What is the advantage? He need not spend any rupees on building infrastructure. You should not have maintenance. So you should not build, should not have. So she should not spend money on admins. Okay, just you will access the infrastructure via the URL. Okay, so this is called cloud. Okay, so this is called cloud. Okay, or else, so this is a option A. This is number one approach. So another approach, for if you go with number two approach, another approach is you can go with any cloud vendors. So right now market lead is AWS, Azure, or GCP, Google Cloud Platform. Okay, so he can, this company can open account with any of the leading cloud vendors. Okay, then based on the requirement, for example, sometimes if you, to deliver their projects, if you want to build only two servers, he will be paying only for these two servers. So this vendor will charge pay as per you use. Pay as you use. Okay, so this is another characteristic of cloud is on demand service. So whatever you need, okay, they just they given you access on their infrastructure, but you will be charged based on hours. Okay, on demand service. Okay, now I'll take you one diagram. Okay, so I'll show you, so that would be our approach. So let me show you the diagram first, then you will come to know. Okay, see, So this is a corporate data center. Okay, so the typical data center model. Okay, for example, servers connected with storage, then you have databases, you have firewall to secure your entire services, then you have network means if you so all servers, if you want to provide IP addresses, so this is your network. So this is your users means it could be internal users or could be external users or your clients. So this is a domain means to host your DNS services. Okay, then for any infrastructure, monitoring is a crucial component. Okay, so this monitoring has to be on 24 by 7. Then with monitoring tool, you can integrate with notification alert. For example, how come you know your servers is down or your servers having high CPU utilization? So it will send alert to a server team or storage team. Okay, so now for example, let's say you have switched or you have migrated your infrastructure to cloud. So how these services you will relate cloud. Okay, now so for example, for AWS, I'm giving an example. For example, handling physical servers, so everything would be virtually. Okay, so you can build your virtual machine on servers within a fraction of minutes. So this is called EC2. Okay, EC2 you can build your virtual servers. EC2 connected with storage. So we have different type of storage, EFS. You have databases, RDS. So this is firewall called security or NECL, network list. So this is called VPC, virtual private cloud. So using VPC, able to set up your work. Then RML, here you can able to add your ears. Okay, so you can allow the permission. So route 3 and hosting concept route 53. The touch is a service which will monitor AWS services. So you can create CloudWatch note all SNS. Okay, so the traditional infrastructure mapped into AWS sources. Okay. So what would be the approach? So our app like okay. So first we start with basics. So what does it? What does the basics involved? The for example IP address net. Okay. OSI model. Then if you are good at this part, we can escape an issue. The address modeling, then Linux OS we'll come to know about Linux OS. So Linux is a little bit different than OS. Okay, so everything should manage by command line interface. So this part involves bits. Okay, then we'll move into out. So especially AWS cloud. Okay, so we'll cover few services. Okay, so let's say compute. Okay, compute will cover EC2. Okay, then EC container services. Then so these are all manual stuff, ECCS. For example, let's say you with serverless approach. Serverless approach is getting popularity for best performance issues. This is Lambda. It is okay. So this is a compute service. Then if we will start storage, in storage will go the different types of block storage. In block storage like hard disk. So virtually we'll create a hard disk. So this is a service called EBS, like block storage. Then we have cloud storage. So this is S3. You have shared storage. So shared storage means you can share a file with multiple servers. So this is called EFS or FSX. EFS is used to share between only Linux server X. You can share files between Windows and Linux both. Okay, so this is our storage. Then next concept into a cloud PC, virtual private cloud run. Then this is our DNS service. Okay, then we'll monitor our services. This is called Watch and CloudWatch logs. Then we have databases. We'll learn RDS relational database system, then then Redshift. So Redshift on theoretically and RDS and DynamoDB, everything would be hands-on only, conceptually but hands-on. Okay, and then we have security, how to secure your AWS services. So I am here. We can add up on your resources. We can able to create as well. Okay. Then we have KMS, key management service. In key management service, you can generate key and you can add the with any of the services, so your services be secured. Okay. We'll to the concept client server encryption. Then okay, so then we have the uh, components. So we'll annually will launch our infrastructure. Then AWS HDKs. Okay, AWS HDK means will light run few commands handle our infrastructure. This is called AWS HDK. CLI. Okay. Then we'll automate our infrastructure using cloud formation and then later Terraform. Now, so this so in between we'll learn few script. So this is called language. So we'll start with shell scripting. Okay. Then whenever we are good with AWS cloud, then we'll to approach. So DevOps is not technology. So it's a combination of mix of few tools. So to so you need to build a DevOps culture. Okay. So here we'll Ansible all building to. Then we'll push our code GitHubs to the repository. On GitHub repository, one can push or pull okay, centralized repository. Okay, then we'll expose on Docker. Then we'll continuous delivery using Jenkins. Okay, so this is our and okay, so some very basic. Then we'll move in between. We'll learn scripting. Then we'll move to AWS cloud. Then we'll DevOps, and finally we'll end up implementing AWS cloud. Clear agenda, everyone?
Guys, please want, right? If you don't, the sir will not be able to understand. So it's a request, guys. If you have any query, please ask from sir. Let's make this class entertaining.
Yes, yeah. Sir said right only. If you don't respond, then how come that you guys are ever out, or if you're stuck in any of the concept, right?
We have doubt, right? Dikshit, Dhanu. Guys,
First, can you understand the approach? Not so. Please don't please don't ashamed. Okay, so be free. Okay? Because I don't expect everywhere with things are fundamental. So that's what our planning is to start from very scratch advanced model, right?
No, no, we haven't. No.
So please be free. Thing. Okay? Yeah, yeah. Thanks a lot.
uh, uh,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
thank you.